on to our Groundskeeper Chat series. I am your host, Mike Kruger. I'm coming live to you from Fort Worth, Texas. For the first time today, I'll be joined by my co-host, Mr. Christopher Bell. Nice of you to show up by 11 o'clock.
I was busy.
I guess. And I was telling our last guest that he had to be the bad cop last night and stay at Billy Bob's to throw everybody out by the end of the night. So he had himself a long
Someone has to do
night.
it. Yeah. Someone.
Tough job. But
I honestly think you enjoyed it. Like, you were also not signed up, but like, he was standing at the gate of the Bull show and he's like, "You got a ticket?" And I was like, I could literally never. Like, if that was my job, we would have been at capacity within the first 2 minutes. Like, he was like, I think he secretly enjoyed being like, "No ticket, not my problem."
Get out of here. No.
Yes.
Ooh, is that a churro that guy's walking by with?
Oh, this is about that time where Chris starts to find the I don't know what that is.
That's a churro, I think.
A churro.
Churro on a stick.
They need to provide like substance first, like maybe some like healthy lunch. I haven't seen a piece of fruit all week up in this Fort Worth, Texas. It's ridiculous. But we have a wonderful guest joining us for this episode, Mr. Nick Rozdilski of Round Rock Express, coming highly recommended to us by, once again, his rep, Eloy Atkinson, who
the best.
A few years ago put you up for our Pioneers in the Field. And then when I said, well, who do I have to have on the chat? And again, you were the first one out of his mouth. So you come very highly recommended from him.
He's the best.
So he owes you. At the end of the day, he owes you.
I was telling everybody this morning, he's like, "Well, how's Eloy?" I'm like, "It's 2 rings and he picks up."
Oh, that's incredible. Mm-hmm. That's good to hear. Well, since we last caught up with you, I think that would have been like almost 2 years ago.
Yes.
We did Pioneers in the Field with you. What has been happening in your neck of the woods since we last chatted?
A lot of interesting things. So we just signed on for the women's pro softball. So we're going to be hosting that this year.
Okay, very cool.
Just one of the teams, though. I mean, it's all around the country. I think there's about 6 to 8 teams, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay, and you'll have like a home team.
Yeah,
okay.
There's a Texas-based team.
Very cool.
The home team for that, and we had a taste of it last year. We just did a 4-game series.
Okay.
And it did really well, and everybody loved the venue and the atmosphere, so we signed on with them. Very
cool. And you like had your start in like baseball, like working with dirt and clay and all that good stuff. Like that's where the roots of the story began.
Yes. I was lucky enough to get an internship with Nicole Sherry.
Yes.
When she was in Trenton, though. Not
okay.
Baltimore.
Yes.
And then 2 years in Trenton. She was there for 3. I was there with her for 2. And then when she got the Orioles job, she just asked us to come along, which was a great honor, you know. And we were just kind of expecting to be there for, a season because it was, just to be on the grounds crew, an experience, and thinking that we're going to move on. And job opened up in March, and she asked me to be assistant. I was with her for another 7 years after that.
Yep.
So
that was the best thing about that class that year, the Pioneers in the Field, is you both were nominated, obviously being in your new position, so not on the same crew anymore.
Right.
And I didn't know the backstory, and it was like I think when she had mentioned it to me first, like I hadn't done her interview yet, and she was like, well, if you could call this gentleman, Nick Rozdilski, first and just talk to him, get some quotes from him, and then we'll do our interview. And then I think I did your interview, and I'm like, oh my gosh, the winding webs that are connected here. I love that element of it all. But now you've called Texas home for many moons.
Trying to add it up. Might be 13 years
Crazy.
I've been down here, so
Crazy.
I think I'm somewhat of a adopted Texan.
Yeah, you can claim it as your own now, I think. I mean, so it's like when you see a bull riding show, does that, like, because let me tell you, being from Cleveland, Ohio, witnessing that yesterday, I don't know if I could fully formulate my thoughts yet on it. It was so out of my element. I didn't have full, complete thoughts yet, but now that's probably, the ins and outs of it. It's just
luckily we had 3 bull shows at our stadium.
I was going to say, I knew that you guys hosted some there.
And it was great. It was Austin Rodeo, which they're not really affiliated with PBR, but they're more of like nonprofit base that puts a rodeo on, and they have everybody from all over the region to come in and donate equipment and the dirt, and they
So
work
cool.
everything. And then when the guys bring the bulls in, they start explaining how the riders get scored,
Okay.
the temperament of the bulls, the size of the bulls. So the
Yes.
size comes from the male, the
Yes,
father, but
yeah.
the temperament comes from the mother.
Okay.
Oh.
So it's
Very interesting.
That makes a lot of sense, actually.
That does.
Yeah.
That like really tracks with human nature for sure. That is really interesting.
Yeah, so just figuring all that out while we're hosting an event made it very special for us.
Very cool. And what are the riders like? Do you ever get to get a glimpse into what those people are like? Because
They're
that's who
amazing.
I was really worried about last night.
Yeah, so you have it in your head that there's like these rough, tough cowboys.
Yes.
But a lot of them are Brazilian that are coming up.
Okay.
And they take it just like a professional sport. They lift, they watch what they eat, they do everything. So they're really like in tune with their bodies to make sure that they can ride for 8 seconds and handle the bull. But then not just like, hey, 1 week. It's a season that they're going through.
In
So
shows,
they have
like
to
show
be,
after show.
Yeah, they have to be in top shape, and the guys are just really cool because they're very humble with everything because
Yeah.
they know like, hey, maybe this could be the last ride.
Oh, my.
Oh goodness, yeah.
But just
yeah.
it's just one of those things.
Taking the bull by the horns.
Everybody's just extremely nice and humble, and it's a great experience just interacting with them.
And I just love that about our industry, that you could sign up to like, oh, I really love baseball, I'd love to work on a baseball field, or same thing with like, oh, soccer came across my desk, and but then the industry is so unique because you get things like that, where it's
Yes.
like now you're hosting bull riding shows or motocross, or you're having Beyonce load in, 1 week. It's this like behind the scenes element of the job that people can never conceptualize, all the different ways that a grounds manager could possibly contribute.
Yeah, I never would have thought you would see so much stuff.
Yeah.
Like when you go to school, they're teaching you how to be a turf grass scientist. Not
Yeah.
really a groundskeeper, but you can go in any direction, right? But then when you
Yes.
get that first internship, that's when your eyes are open and be like, this is the route I want to go to.
Yes, yeah.
But then you start meeting people too.
Yeah.
And you're like, whoa, like I think Reggie Jackson was still with the Yankees, but he was in Trenton,
Yeah.
doing some rover stuff. And
Crazy.
I was like, whoa, like,
yeah.
that's him?
Yeah.
And
so crazy.
when we got to, Baltimore, like it was just, Ken Griffey Jr. was there. Like, these are the guys.
Yes.
And Jeter and everybody, like, these are the guys. Wow. And then it quickly wears off.
Yes, I can imagine.
Not that, anything
the
bad.
16-hour
but,
day starts to
but,
infiltrate on the celebrity.
yeah, but they're human too, which
Yes.
is great. So you know that they're human, and
Yeah.
that's their job to do. They're working, and then they see you as a coworker, and
Yeah.
that it's just amazing. But yeah, like the starstruck just really is like, wait a minute,
Yes.
we need to go back to work too.
Yep, another day in the life.
Yeah.
Just another day on the job. I love it. Yeah, the amount of things that you get to experience, and like you said, the amount of people you get to come across, and the network, and coming to shows like this and really expanding that network, and
Right.
finding all the different tools across the country that are now in your back pocket, when you're able to call them up and say, how did you come across this problem? And, how did you solve that? What does this week really mean for you? Kind of like a kickstart, or, a refuel or re-energizing to go back to your own corner of the world and kick ass?
Yes, it just kind of seems like time can be linear or a flat circle.
Yes, yeah.
So we're starting to go around circle again. So this
Yep.
is kind of like you said, the kickoff to the season. So as soon as we get back, we're hitting the ground running
Yep.
and getting ready and looking forward to coming back next year.
I love it. And, what does your crew look like today? How many folks are you guys working with now?
We have 3 full-time employees. So
Okay.
me, Travis Howard, who's co-director, and then Owen McGinney, he's our assistant.
Okay.
So we got a really good crew. We got a lot of good experience, too, to make everything work. And then
Very cool.
we have a good number of high school kids that come in just for game days.
Very cool.
If we could have the opportunity to have them like 2 or 3 years,
Mm-hmm.
it only builds from there. And then, sometimes you just get a call from a random guy, like this kid, Varick. I'm trying to pronounce his name right. But his father works with the Tri-City Dust Devils that's up in southeastern Washington.
Okay.
And he came down. He's like, hey, you know, I just moved to Austin, trying to get in.
Yeah.
And so we picked him up for game crew, and hopefully he can get a couple hours and like extra events and stuff like
Very
that.
cool.
But you know, sometimes it just falls into your lap that you know you have a good reputation. They're like, oh, we want to work with you.
Yeah. And how do you what do you have to see within those first couple weeks to know, like, okay, they're gonna be quite all right?
I think it's just how they gel with everybody.
Yes.
You know, a lot of this industry is communication, and the weird part about this, I kind of just put this together in the past couple of days. Everybody that's in turf seems to be introverted.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
They want to be outside. They want to be introverts because they just want to, you know, work on the field and everything like that.
Yep.
So sometimes it's kind of difficult to, you know, bring that out.
Yes.
But, you know, you need to gel and communicate with your crew and, you know, kind of be brave enough to take on a responsibility that you could fail at.
Yep.
And be like, okay, if I failed, I'm still going to try to do it, but find out how to do it better.
Yes.
Right. So, you know, in the first couple of weeks, you're really observing everybody and kind of seeing who's diving deep into it or who's just kind of shying away. And you're trying to push everybody to get together. It's very difficult now because everybody's on their phones.
Yeah.
You know, even 5 years ago, we had a great crew and you never saw anybody on their phone. It was like, okay.
When there was breaks, it was bonding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the weird thing is if we were bonding when we watch TV, Jaws was always on.
Yeah.
Jaws.
Yeah. So it seemed like every time we turned on the TV, Jaws was on, and everybody's like, "Let's go, let's watch it another time."
Yeah, that's hysterical.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. You know, you've mentioned it a couple of times in the chat already. Like these skills that you don't read, like you couldn't have learned from like a book or a college class. These like soft skills really become these like essential skills in order to run a crew. And really, is that just like trial and error learning them, or is it through mentorship that you learned those things, or where do you think that you were really able to, you know, observe those things, put them into practice, and hopefully also have people adopt them as their own?
You got to put the work in, number one. But mentorship is one of the biggest things because we need, I kind of say the old guys, but I'm an old guy now.
Yeah,
you know, to, you know, reach out to the kids and, you know, say, hey, let's do it like this, but also, hey, we're here to work. Make sure you do it this way.
Yeah.
And then sometimes, like, the work, too, is, like, I did a lot of research about how to read people, too. You know, one of the books I got was Interview and Interrogation.
Okay. I love it.
Yeah, so it was just one of those things. Like, I was kind of, like, just interested, like, when you're talking to somebody, how are they going to learn?
Yep.
But through that book, you kind of see, like, where their eyes go, or paying attention to what they say, right?
Yep.
So if you constantly hear is like, I see what you're doing, that means they're visual, you know? Or if they say, like, I feel this way, or I feel like I can do it like that,
Very
they
cool.
have to be hands-on.
Yeah.
Or if I hear you, you could be just vocal and say, I need this, this, and this done, they can handle it.
Very
So
cool.
it's just the small cues that, you know, you have to pick up on when you are the manager to be like, how am I going to get the best out of everybody?
So what are some of your favorite interview questions to ask somebody in order to gauge, you know, how they'll gel on the crew?
That's kind of a weird question, too, because I used to have a set thing, right? But when you start observing, like I like to have, say, like Travis
it's like a very
and Owen
flexible thing.
Start talking to them a little bit, so you're seeing where the direction that they're going, and then you can follow up.
Okay, very cool.
Again, when we're reading that book, like the best thing to do is like you have an open-ended question, but they're going to have to fill in the gaps and the silence, because a lot of people get really uncomfortable with silence.
Yes.
So you kind of just want to say something, but you're like, let's hold back a little bit to see if he adds something else.
Oh, goodness.
You know, because if that last thing could be something that makes or breaks, and you're like, okay, you know, so.
See? Yeah, my greatest downfall is I can't tolerate, like, awkward silence, and I will fill it in every way possible. Like, I will just ramble on for hours on end, and like it's amazing because I've worked with Chris for 7 years, and like this past year, I learned that he plays the guitar. This dude probably knows literally because if there's any silence, I can't stop talking. I will tell you literally my entire life story. So he'll just come into the office sometimes, probably asking why I missed a deadline or something, and I'll give him, my entire life story, and then it will come out in the smallest ways possible, the things about him, because he definitely is he'll sit back and wait for that, to see where I'm going to take this.
Yeah. It's a roller coaster every time.
It is, truly. But we had Tyler Morris on with MetLife Stadium, and he said one of his interview questions is, how would you describe yourself? Like, what caffeine source would you describe yourself as? And the Goatleys were our folks on, and Mike Goatley said, I'm definitely a dark roast chocolate, or I'm a dark roast coffee sometimes, but I also could be a hot chocolate with whipped cream. And I was like, wow, that's the best way to answer that
Sounds
question.
delicious.
He was ready, yeah. He was ready for that one.
He was. I was shocked. I had to think about mine for a little bit, but I came up with I'm definitely a can of soda. Because I'm very bubbly. I pop off the page. I fizzle. I crack. I got all those things. But as the day wears on, I get so flat. By 8:30, I'm I need to be in bed. Poured down the sink. I'm done. You can't expect anything else out of me as the day goes on.
Right.
I'm just not that night owl. So what? How would you describe yourself in form of caffeine source? Chris, I'm coming to you next too. So be prepared.
Okie dokie.
I would have to say the 8-ounce can of the Red Bull.
Okay.
I'll go probably a summer flavor, but I would stick to the zero sugar.
I love it. I love it.
I'm getting a little bit older, so I gotta watch the sugar.
I love it.
That's it. The 8-ounce one. So like you said, if I start falling a little bit, I'll have another one. But I can't handle the 24-ounce diesel ones anymore.
And sugar-free because you are a straightforward guy. You don't sugarcoat anything.
That's what I've been told.
I love it.
That's what I've been told. So that's a good connection.
And Chris, how about you?
I'm complicated.
Okay, well, let's hear it.
All right, it's multiple parts here. I would definitely say I'm just a regular old black coffee.
Yeah.
I want to get in, order it. I don't want to wait 20 minutes for my drink. I just want the caffeine.
Yes.
I want it simple, no foo-foo flavor, because just is the way God intended it, just black coffee.
Okay.
But I'm open to foo-foo at times. Like a delicious sugary drink someone gets me, I'm like, oh, this is good. I see why you get it.
Or a sugary drink that you accidentally take a sip of with coworkers.
I did accidentally do that. That was really gross.
We were working at the booth and we just had both of our coffees, and he takes a sip and he's like, oh, that's not my coffee.
It was really good.
He was sad to go back to his black coffee after that.
Straightforward, yeah. That's a discipline, though. Black coffee. I don't think I could do for that latte right now.
No, goodness. Oh, my gosh. But no, that's a good answer. But I would never describe you as a black roast, Chris.
No?
No. You're like one of those pinkety drinkities.
Oh, I do love a pinkety drinkety too. Gotta put your pinky up when you drink it.
Yeah.
Starbies with the girls.
Yeah. Truly. Oh my goodness.
I kiss them all over.
Oh goodness. But the other thing I want to talk to you about is, you've got your crew, you've got your people that have the boots on the ground, but who are three? What are we going with? 2 or 3?
Go with 2. 3's optional.
2, 3's optional. Turf legends that you would want to be in the trenches with. You've got a concert on Wednesday, and then you've got a homestand that weekend. Who are the people that you want going into battle with you?
Are we talking all-time greats, generation?
Yep.
Are we doing right now?
All-time greats.
If I can break it down to just right now, current in the field groundskeepers, I would take Matt Parrott, Joey Stevenson, and Sue Cup.
Look at him. That was the quickest answer.
If I'm going generational, I want Tom Burns, Paul Zawaska. I'd take Nicole in that too.
I love it. You were the quickest answer.
Something else, but yeah, we could just break it down like this.
I love it.
It's
you've got your Marvel superheroes lined up to go into battle with you. I love it. That was really, everyone else kind of struggled with that one, but you were the quickest response.
You did knock it out of the park there.
It was wonderful. All right, so we'll ask you last final question. What's one thing that you're looking forward to in 2026? Maybe it's a challenge that you're hoping to, by the time we're here next year, that you're hoping to be on the top of the mountain of that challenge.
So that's a good question. Like I always try to have one thing that I want to accomplish every year, right? That's how you kind of keep yourself, fresh,
yeah,
right?
Definitely.
If you just keep doing the same thing over and over again, you're going to get really stale and you're going to start hating your job and all that other stuff. So as of right now, I don't know. This is going to be something that I'm probably going to figure out maybe in February. So examples like the last couple of years, I really wanted to get into the microbes in the soil, right? To start eating away at the thatch layer. So, I use like a couple different products and from a couple different sources. But when we start taking the hex plugs out, you can kind of start seeing it. I call it the acid drip. Like it starts going down into the sand. And that's only going to help us too with reduced inputs with nitrogen. So the grass is still going to grow, but whatever I have stored up, it's just going to start going down into the roots. So I want to be as environmentally conscious as I could be, but I also want to be as efficient I could be to get the best product that we could possibly have.
I love it.
So that was the one thing. The other thing, I was really looking into light.
Okay.
So this is going to be like a really good, interesting...
Like bringing light sources into the stadium?
Just how the industry evolved from artificial light that's needed in shade areas. So this is going to be a big deal this year with FIFA.
Definitely.
I was talking to my good friend Jared Olson, which he was on, right?
He was.
Talking about, how everybody is trying to emulate a full day of sun. Because you can get like those UVBs early in the morning, which is very essential, but whatever else, through the rest of the day. Some of the machines have the UVCs, which kind of take back on using fungicides, especially in Europe. So that's very, very important. So that's very interesting to me.
Yeah, all the findings that will come out of this, summer that people will be able to take back.
Yeah, and I just kind of have a feeling it's just going to change everything here in the States, especially NFL.
Yeah.
I think everybody kind of wants to go to a grass source, but sometimes it's just not feasible. But maybe this is the way that it can be feasible.
I love it.
So it's going to be an interesting year.
The horizons, all the things that we could potentially find ourselves talking about next year this time.
Absolutely.
Very cool. Well, thank you, Nick, so much for catching back up with us, and you're welcome back anytime.
Awesome.
I'm sure Eloy will throw you in the ring again.
Oh, he's great. So lots of praise to him. So thanks, Chris. Thanks, Meg.
Thank you.